Welcome to the Lyfe podcast.
All right, here we go. Astrology series. Here we are with the Virgo episode. Finally here. I'm here with the Black Unicorn. Of course, I am your host, CJ. Black Unicorn, what's going on today?
Man, I'm doing good, good. How are you?
I'm well. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Just day by day process, doing what we
Mm-hmm.
love to do and sometimes doing what we gotta do,
Nice. What's up?
but here
I'm
we are.
really excited about the Virgo edition though, because that is my sister sign, me being a Pisces. So
Mm,
if anybody know anything about sister signs, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
yeah. So you know quite a bit, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, then
Little bit.
we gonna go ahead and crack it off, and we're gonna have a nice little conversation with this one. What I do know about the Virgos is that the birthdays are from, you can give or take, right? But it's August 23rd to September 22nd. So if you are
Right.
born in between that time frame, if you're born in between that time period, you are a Virgo. So, with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and let you, Black Unicorn, let us know what type of sign it is. Is it earth, air, fire, water? What
Mhm.
kind of sign is it?
So Virgo is one of the three earth signs.
Mm,
So the other two earth signs are Taurus and Capricorn.
okay. All right.
And it's also a mutable sign, um, like the Gemini, Sag, and Pisces. And that's mutable, meaning that they're adaptable and flexible.
Mm, okay.
So when we talk about earth signs are tend to be grounded, practical, stable, analytical, and connected to the physical earth.
Okay. You kind of almost went ahead and like answered the other question. I was gonna say like what kind of personalities they have. I mean, you kind of touched on some, but you can kind of just extend a bit more, like what kind of personality, what kind of people are they?
Virgos are known as the practical caretaker. And this is because their service oriented nature is grounded in methodical and analytical problem solving,
Mm,
right? So, whereas like other nurturing signs, because it is a nurturing sign,
mm.
they're more grounded in emotional support.
The ruling planet. I was reading that the ruling planet is Mercury.
It
Um,
is.
I want to know how much you can tell us about that. Um, just with Virgo being connected to Mercury and what that means.
So, Virgo, well, Mercury represents communication and intellect. People that, well, the zodiac signs that are ruled by Mercury, because Gemini is also ruled by Mercury, if you didn't know.
Mm.
But those signs are, they're very good at communication and just critical thinking.
Yeah, you're going in a little bit with the strengths, with the Virgo.
Mhm.
Um, Talk to me about what are some of the better strengths that they have.
So Virgos are detail oriented. I mean, they don't miss nothing. They pay attention to everything. I don't know if you are familiar with tarot, but there's a hermit card, and it's the guy standing up with the lantern, and they're literally analyzing everything, even themselves, right? So they're good with detail oriented, they're analytical, they tend to break things down just to understand them, and they're practical. They focus on real world applications. Like, how do I apply these things that I learned or these things, this wisdom that I have to real life situations, right? They can be helpful because they have a natural desire to assist and help improve other people and themselves as well. And they are methodical, meaning that they have a systematic approach to everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything.
Mhm.
I raised a Virgo actually, so I'm kind of like
Yeah.
understand Virgos a lot more. And I have a lot of friends. My aunt's a Virgo. One of my play brothers is a Virgo, and we call him methodical blank, whatever his name is. I'm not gonna say it on here, but before I even knew this stuff about Virgos, though, so that's really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
They can be very health conscious.
Mm.
and definitely service minded, and they can be discriminating, basically like separating quality from mediocrity.
It's very true. You know what's crazy? Let me tell you something. When I was in college, right?
Mhm,
I remember these two girls, these two black girls. Shout out to them, Candace and Taylor. I think they're, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're both Virgos.
mhm,
Because their birthdays were in September, but I don't know if they slide into the Libra. But I know at least one or two of them are Virgos.
mhm,
And my first impression of them was they were very like calculated. They were hardworking. They did their thing. They worked hard. They were persistent. They were just very like I can't say narrow-minded. That's not the word, but just like focused.
mhm,
You know what I mean? And they loved like the arts and stuff like that. Um,
mhm.
but when I think of Virgos, those are people that hit my head immediately because I feel like they represent what they come with in terms of just the qualities and all of that. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to shout them
You
out.
talking about like the things that I was mentioning
Yeah,
about their qualities? Oh, okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
Loyal people, they can be very loyal. Uh,
Very loyal and supportive.
exactly.
Mhm.
And that's,
Grounded,
yep, yep,
reliable, dependable,
yeah,
intellectual, analytical,
yep.
hardworking, detailed, like all of those things. Those are some really good qualities there.
Yeah, no, for real. So, they do have a lot of good qualities. They are very, they're good workers. They're people you want in your workplace,
Absolutely. They're
so
the ones that pay attention to the things, the detail and the things that other people miss,
exactly.
right? So it's always beneficial, not always, because
Yeah,
we'll get into that next, but
yeah,
um,
it goes back to the focus, right? They're very
yeah,
focused people and that's what allows them to be good at, the attention to detail. But yeah,
mhm. It could be very beneficial to have Virgo on your team.
exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
But
I
they'll
need you to read this contract.
yeah, like they'll carry the load. I'm saying like they'll carry the load. They're hard workers, they're dedicated. So and they're focused. As compared, it's funny, right? Because we did the Leo episode. Like the Leos can't do everything that a Virgo can do. They too just just out
They
there.
got a different element, right?
Exactly,
But the
right.
Leos are air signs, so
Well, the
I don't
Leos,
know, not air, fire, excuse me.
yeah, the Leos are the fire. Yep.
Yeah,
So
there's fire signs.
they got a whole different element to them, like you just said.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the earth signs tend to be more grounded, more practical.
Right. So it's funny how that works, right? When you talk about earth
Right.
and ground, it's
Hmm.
very true. Um, So that's some of the good things. Now we're gonna get into a little bit of like the weaknesses and some of the things that they could work on.
Hmm.
What are some of those things you can share with us today?
So when you talk about the weaknesses, everything that I said before, reverse it, right? Virgos can be perfectionists. Being a perfectionist, it doesn't seem that bad, right? If they're getting things done. But when it comes down to like other people, they can be overly demanding, overly critical on other people, and nitpicky, getting stuck in the small details, missing the big picture, right? Um, they also have like a lot of self-doubt, control issues, difficulty relaxing.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that? Like, do you know any Virgos that
Oh, it's so funny. The same two people I'm talking about, that
mhm,
is like their weakness. Like
they're
they
on the
were,
go, go, go?
yeah, like another thing, they were always the Virgos can tend to be a bit judgmental. Like
Yes,
if you
very a bit.
Yeah, was you see what I'm saying? Correct my language. They could be
Hmm.
very judgmental. Like if you don't
Hmm.
do the things that they do, or you're not interested in the same things, like, they will look down on you
Yeah.
very much so. I remember that because in college, I mean, I'm not gonna tell my business, but we were having fun. And I
Mhm.
know those particular folks. they just like not only were they not into it, but they would judge us for it. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? So it was like it was just not cool in that way because it was like, well, who are you? You know what I mean? Like everyone got their thing and everyone, you know.
Right,
So I think that's one of their biggest weaknesses is just they want things a certain way, and if it's not that way, if it's not their way, they can tend to, dislike you and be judgmental. It's yeah, I remember that, and
right.
I agree with it.
Well, I think that equates to like the unevolved, the lower vibrational
Hmm.
Virgos who haven't really done the self work.
Yeah.
I think that's where that comes from because the evolved not Pisces but Virgo. Let me say everything. Pause. An evolved Virgo is not going to do those things. They can be very wise, right? They have like practical wisdom. So somebody people that are wise to me don't judge other people like that
Exactly.
in that area if you've done the work, you know.
And to be fair too, like those folks I'm talking about, we were young, 18, 19, 20 years old. So,
Right.
just a process and I'm sure, they gone through the steps and the process to evolve. So, not throwing any shade, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I experienced at the time. But
Talked about difficulty relaxing, and they actually are some of their weaknesses are becoming anxious and worried a lot about different things. So Virgos have hypochondriac tendencies. So that means that they pay attention to all kinds of physical sensations in their bodies and like health systems, and they can become um, very worried about these type of things and anxious. And that's another thing. They could be very much so overthinkers because remember the planet represents communication and intellect. So in your mind and your communication, when you're overthinking, they can be prone to like OCD. I actually know some that are.
yeah, very true.
Like literally, I did a little bit of research, and there were two famous celebrities that stood out to me. Beyonce, she's born September 4th. She is definitely a perfectionist performer. And Michael Jackson was also born in Virgo season, August 29th, and he's considered the analytical artist. And can you see how that could be?
Yeah, for sure. Because he's calculated, like to the T.
Right. And Beyonce, if you look at some of her and Michael Jackson, you can look at some of their documentaries and see how much they paid attention to detail, even the smallest detail. Beyonce also is like focused on wellness, and that's part of the zodiac Virgo's tendencies as well. Like she has an active line called Ivy Park. She always does like campaigns about paying attention to your physical health and your body and things like that. So she has a lot of little stuff going on. I'm not to say little, I don't like using that word, but she has a lot of stuff going on
Yeah.
where she focuses on wellness. So when we talk about Michael Jackson, same thing. Not too sure about the health aspect of him. His perfectionist, anxious Virgo personality created a cycle where mental stress caused physical problems in the exact body parts astrology says Virgo struggle with.
Dope. I think you explained more than enough. But I agree. They are the epitome of the Virgos for sure, with their work ethic, their attention to detail. You know,
Mhm.
I'm sure if we know a couple of dancers that have danced with them, they're probably, getting on them too about certain things, just
Right.
perfect, right? So,
Hmm.
um, I think they represent the Virgos well, but with that, flipping this now to the next segment, the
Okay.
compatibility. Who are they the most compatible with?
So they're the most compatible with other earth signs, Taurus, Capricorn, also water signs as well, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And who would you say is the one of the more bigger ops or people they just find it hard to get along with?
I would say the Gemini, and which is ironic because Mercury also rules Gemini. So you would think, oh, they would be a perfect match because they're ruled by the same planet. But no, contrary, because they both express things differently, right? When it comes down to communication and intellect. Gemini is more scattered, indecisive, while Virgo is more practical and organized and
Yeah.
stable. So that's what makes them clash, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
Another one is Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. They, even though they're both mutable zodiac signs, right? They, Saggy is more free spirited, spontaneous. They like to go with the flow. They like to travel. They like to do things, right? They could be more, basically, they seek expansion while Virgo seeks refinement. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes 100% sense.
Right. They like to like carefully plan out everything. Virgos do.
Mm, yeah,
So if Sagittarius like free spirited, hey, let's go. Like you could just imagine, right?
yeah.
How that combination would go.
Exactly.
But I always like to say, like, if people have like done their inner work and worked on the things that they came here to work on, I think that any zodiac sign can go with the other.
Mm, yeah,
You could be compatible with anybody. You would
exactly.
just have to be willing to put in the work
Yeah.
and
Well,
learn the different ways.
yeah, remember we got a whole birth chart, right? So what we spill into the people now is just the basics, but
Right. Absolutely.
in all retrospect, yeah, once you know that birth chart, you can really figure somebody out and get to know them and be compatible. Anybody can be compatible with anybody. It's just whether you're conscious of who they are, what they represent, and that kind of thing.
Or how to navigate it, right?
Exactly. So, with
How
that,
you balance it's like you gotta balance it because if Saggy is more spontaneous and free spirited, and Virgo is more like, no, let's carefully plan everything out. I'm organized and I have structure. Then they both can learn a little bit from each other, right?
exactly. I think that's the
Exactly.
I think that's the beauty of life too, is being able to learn from one another and take from one another. And
Hmm.
I think that's why it's designed like that. You know what I'm saying? I always say, the Most High don't make any mistakes. So
Right.
I think that everything is set and aligned the way it needs to be. And you just have to
Hmm.
be, first, you got to be comfortable with yourself, know yourself. And then that's when
Absolutely.
you can branch out and get to know other people, get to try things. And you know what I'm saying? It's life. So, you know what I'm saying? You live it one time. Don't be a
Hmm.
hermit.
Right.
With this last part now, and I know you wanted to mention something very important about, what the Virgo means. But I want to ask you, what is just the overall purpose of a Virgo? Why are they significant to us on this planet?
So Virgos are people that have gained wisdom through experience and now helps light the path for other people. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They're the quality controllers and caretakers. So they fix and spot problems before they become disasters, right? So sometimes they do the work that needs to be done without actually getting the credit for it.
Yeah, they could be like, sounds like they could be analysts.
Yeah, definitely they're analytical,
Yeah.
but you know, they're practical healers, they're problem solvers, they're quality maintainers, they're invisible engineers, and they're wise servants.
Mhm.
So that's what they bring to the world.
I love it. I do love it.
Hmm.
Well, that will conclude this episode of the Virgos. We learned a lot about them. Sometimes they get a reputation for not being so exciting or entertaining, but that's what the fire signs are for, right? You gotta mix this around. Somebody got to be responsible. So that's what the Virgos are. We appreciate them, and we appreciate you tuning in to this episode. And we hope you come back for the next one. That'll be the Libras. So appreciate y'all. Peace.
Libras, justice.